What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great. Happy New Year's to all my people out there. I hope for 2024 you guys have nothing but love and happiness and fulfillment for every single one of you out there. And here we are, man. 2024. This is it. I'm excited, guys. 2023 is still, 2023 went by so quick, guys. Especially for me, doing these videos, I just feel like um, almost like we haven't had enough time. And I think mainly is I feel that way is because the A95L just came out so late in the year, and it just doesn't feel like we had an even amount of coverage for all three TVs throughout the year. So it almost feels like even though 2023 is over in the TV space, it just doesn't feel like it's actually over. And I know technically it's not because the 2024 models have not been released yet, but as we speak, information about 2024 lineups for basically almost every brand at this point is already coming out. All types of information online that you can find out. LG just came out with a press release basically about their lineup and what to expect in 2024 with their TVs. And you know what? I'm really excited, and that's what this video is going to be about. Primarily speaking about LG, as they're really the only ones at this point of this video right now that I've personally seen come out with the most information of what to expect. CES is right around the corner, so I'm really excited about that. I know you guys are too, and we're just gonna do it again all over. 2023 was a bang up year. A lot of expectations, particularly for LG this year, as they've kind of lost their spot in the top of the OLED game, and a lot of people out there are saying that OLED needs to do something and do something urgently. I personally don't feel that way. I feel like LG is still right up there due to their processing power. I just think that they make a phenomenal TV, and you can't take that away from LG no matter how hard you try. And I think that just because new technology has come out the past couple years, like QD OLED, I really just don't think that you can just throw LG away in the garbage and say you're nothing. As if it wasn't for LG, in my personal opinion, we wouldn't be where we are today as far as TV technology. So, you got to give credit when credit is due. I've always been saying that. But I know a lot of people this year have been saying, yeah, I mean, what's LG going to do? Uh, how are they going to compete with QD OLED technology? MLA is not enough. And, I didn't personally think that MLA technology was not enough. I think it was a great move. Um, and, I just think that they're doing the right thing. I really do think that, yeah, if LG did move to the QD OLED space. Let me just hit play here on the demo so you guys have something to watch. Um, if they did convert to QD OLED, I think that that would be a game changer personally, because LG's processing power combined with QD OLED, I think would be again a game changer. And LG just doesn't get the credit that they actually deserve with their processing. I truly and strongly believe that. I really do think that they are right up there with Sony's XR processor, and a lot of ways even better. And for 2024, that's what they're really kind of improving on and focused on is and I kind of agree because LG has the ability to make TVs and have great processing, and they've shown that over the years. And for me personally, I've always said that LG's processors were just, you know, some of the best, if not the best, out there in the market. I truly still stand by that and believe it by that. So I'm really excited this year, 2024. And this video, I just want to talk about what I think LG, or what I'm personally excited about with LG's new lineup, and um, what I'm excited to see personally as far as what they've mentioned in their press release recently. So I think the big one right now, as we get started with the video, I think the big topic here is you know the 83-inch G4 for 2024 and the M4, but I'm really going to be speaking mostly about the G series. I think that's the series that everybody is most interested in. The M4 is nice. It's basically the same TV, just with wireless connection or wireless connectivity to the TV. But so I'm really just going to stick with the G4 in this particular video. But what I'm excited about, and what I was always saying that I thought was going to be, just if you follow the trend over the years, was that the 83-inch this year will have the MLA technology. And of course, as you guys already know, most likely that watching prior videos, is that that is indeed the case. LG has confirmed that the 83-inch G4 and M4 will have at the MLA technology. And, you know, really excited about that, because if you guys are looking for a larger TV than the 83-inch, or I'm sorry, the 77-inch, but you want the MLA technology, well, this year you're able to get that. And that is, to me, just amazing. I've had the 83-inch G2 and replaced it with the 77-inch G3. I loved my G3, but to be able to go ahead and get the G4 with the MLA technology, I think that's just going to be amazing. So I will be looking into purchasing that TV. I'm gonna figure out what I have to do, but I will be looking into purchasing that TV and running comparisons with that. So now, another thing that I'm also excited about, but it's not, to me personally, a deal breaker, is that all LG OLED TVs from the whole entire lineup are going to have 144 hertz 144 hertz, excuse me. So I'm really excited about that. And, I know this is going to mostly apply to people who game on PC, but it's just nice to be able to have that option in one of the best TV brands in the world. And I think that it's kind of connecting the TV space and the PC space together. And I do like that idea, because it also helps you kind of save money in the long run. You'd be able to use your TV as, again, a regular TV where you can watch and stream, and also game on a PC. So you're kind of saving money there, and you'd be able to game competitively on the same TV that you watch on. So I like what LG is doing there. I like what all the TVs are doing there. But I have a feeling that LG is going to be able to make the 144 hertz run the best out of all the TVs that can run at 144 hertz. As you guys know, there's still some hiccups there with Samsung and other brands, where when you do run at 144 hertz, there are some sacrifices there that you're going to have to make. And I have a feeling that LG's 2024 models, you're not going to have to sacrifice those, but we'll see. We don't know for a fact, but I think if anybody's going to be able to do it, it's going to be LG. So, I'm really excited about that, because although on paper, some TVs say yes, they can run at 144 hertz. It does not come with some hangups, that or sacrifices. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. But anyways, the other big thing um, is obviously the new A11 processor. I'm super excited about that one, guys, because you know the A9 processor to me on the G3 model is just a another processor that again I feel like is up there on par with Sony's XR processor. In many ways, I still do like the A95L the best. I think picture processing on the A95L is the best, but I do feel like if there's anything that's going to come close or neck and neck, and sometimes even better in certain areas, is definitely the Alpha 9 processors. So for LG to come out with the A11 processor, um, and just focus on a lot of improvements, it just goes to show the bounds that they are taking to really compete against Sony. They really want to take their spot back. And the reason why I say that is because what this A excuse me, A11 processor is going to be able to do is, when you really listen to what LG has to say about the improvements they've made, it's staggering. I mean, you got to admit, it's very intriguing and very exciting to hear LG talk about what this A11 processor can do. And a lot of times, what people don't understand is that their processing alone currently is already great, as I was saying before, and neck with Sony. So I do feel like Sony is definitely is going to have fire lit under their tails, but you know, and they're gonna give them a run for their money. That's for sure. Because when it comes to value, if you can combine the value that LG provides with their four HDMI 2.1 ports, and then a new A11 processor with MLA, and all the upgrades that the new A11 processor is going to be able to do to compete with Sony's XR processor, I mean, you got yourself a combination of a TV that can potentially win TV of the year for 2024. And I'm excited about that because you're starting to see the TV space really grow in ways where we really don't pay attention as much. Like a lot of times we're paying attention to color, we're paying attention to brightness and things like that. What makes a TV better than the other. But what a lot of people don't really speak into detail about is processing and image processing and fine details and things like that. That to me doesn't get spoken of enough. But I feel like it's getting taken to that level now where these TVs are getting so good, they have to shift uh, competitive their competitive edge other directions, and that would be again, processing details, fine details, things like that, AI processing, all those things, and you can see it going that direction, especially with LG. They're definitely taking it to that level, and I'm excited about that, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. So, um, but yeah, so the processors. Another thing that LG states is that it's going to provide a 70% graphics improvement, and at the same time providing 30% faster processing improvements. Um, so I'm excited about that. I'm just trying to, when they say 30% processing improvement, I'm trying to think in my head of what exactly they mean by that. So I'm excited to see what that is. But the 70% graphics improvement, I have a feeling that's going to have a lot to do with upscaling and maybe color, things like that, because LG did state that as far as brightness goes, there is going to be no difference between the brightness of a G3 and a G4. So again, they're really concentrating mostly on processing right now. So I'm really excited about that. Um, so when it comes to graphics processing, that's another thing. Are they going to have another feature that's equivalent to reality creation of the A95L? Are they going to have another AI feature that's going to be equivalent that you can either disable or enable, like you can on the A95L, as like live color, things like that. So I have a feeling that even if they don't have a feature that you can turn on and turn off or disable or enable, um, they're still going to have processing in the background automatically built into the TV that will get it on par to compete with Sony's processing. And that's just a personal thought of mine. Um, but LG's also claiming that their their A11 processor will use, it's going to be like a almost kind of like the same thing that the Sony uses, but anyways, it's going to have, like a pixel image analysis, um, which I'm interested to see what that is, because they say it's going to give Sony the edge on a more clear image with sharpening, um, you know, so like for example, blurry objects are going to be a lot more clear. And again, I feel like this is going to be kind of something similar to XR Clear. It almost sounds like that. Really upscaling. Um, that I think is going to really be most effective in upscaling, 720, 1080p content, things like that. But, again, we'll see. Um, the other thing that I'm really excited about that I've heard them LG speak of is they have a new dynamic tone mapping pro feature, which I'm really excited about that, because this to me is super interesting, because what they're saying is that dynamic tone mapping pro will be able to split the image into blocks and fine tune brightness and contrast, and it's also going to be able to detect variations in brightness where the light enters a scene, and then this will give a more three-dimensional image, um, more 3D pop. And I'm sitting here in the back of my head like, wait a minute, like that's what LG is known for now, and it has been known for a while, is just that 3D pop that they just have that really nobody can really come close to, um, but LG. And so this is what I was talking about the entire year about LG, is that um, you know this 3D pop is to me their secret sauce. No matter what TV that they come out with and they have released in the past, they've always improved. There's something that they specialize in. To me, I just say like it's their like secret sauce. They really have a way of just making an image pop better than any other TV in the market that I've personally noticed, or at least in the US. So, that's something that I'm really excited about, because how are they going to possibly make an image that already has that three-dimensional pop better? So I'm super excited about that. And then The other thing, which I think is again, which I was talking about before, is they claim or they state that their new A11 processor is also going to be able to refine colors, um, and by detecting like frequent or common shades for more expression, um, and to set more lifelike images and just bring out the color more and just make everything more lifelike. So you know this to me sounds something like live color, but again, I think even though it sounds similar to me, I have a feeling it's going to be something different, where it's going to be built into their AI Picture Pro. So it's going to be a different approach in how you enable it or disable it, or if you can or not. So that to me, I hope they'll be able to have just an on and off or disable or enable feature for that separately from AI Picture Pro for their Picture Pro menu, kind of like how the A95L does. I think that'll be the smartest way to do that. But again, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know what their approach is or anything. But I would like to see a feature like live color built into the LG, just to be able to bring more vibrancy out of, and just make colors look more lifelike. Because with that white subpixel, we all know that sometimes LG needs some extra help with color, um, especially in certain colors like red. But that's one of the things that I'm hoping for. Who knows? But this new DTM Pro feature, I'm extremely excited about, because I do have a feeling that with Dynamic Tone Mapping Pro, it's going to really truly refine your tone mapping to a level that we've never seen before. And what I mean by that is because over the years, we all know, if you're an LG owner in the past, LG has always had, these, especially specifically for dynamic tone mapping in OLEDs. Um, I think it was introduced maybe in 2015 or 16. I really truly can't remember. It was the first time uh, dynamic tone mapping was introduced or implemented into their TVs. But we all knew over the years they've made improvements, and I feel like this right here is really a true refinement of how good it's going to be. Uh, and it's going to be the best type of dynamic tone mapping that we've ever seen on any LG, and I'm super excited about that, because dynamic tone mapping was more of like a love-hate thing, and it was like, if you have it on, you're sacrificing details and highlights. And I have a feeling that dynamic tone mapping Pro is going to truly refine those complaints, and you're just going to have an all-in-one where you're not going to have to worry about turning dynamic tone mapping on or off, or HGIG. I think it's going to do a great job. And just by the way it sounds like they're going to refine everything. Your midtones are going to look great. Your black levels are going to look great. Excuse me. And your peak brightness is going to look great as well through Dynamic Tone Mapping Pro. And I'm excited about that. So, you know, let's hope for the best on that one. So another thing that I'm also excited about that I've read was that LG states that their new AI will understand the creator's intent. So I'm interested really about this one, because not only are they saying it's going to understand the creator's intent, but it's also going to make the colors pop more, and look more vibrant, on top of maintaining the creator's intent. And we all kind of know that that's like what we all wanted, and we all kind of know that a lot of us have to really kind of fine tune our TVs to get that type of image that we're looking for, and it's not easy. So if their AI Picture Pro can do that for us without having to mess with the settings and spend a lot of time going through the settings and changing our settings that way, then by all means, I'll be more than happy to turn that setting on. It'll save me time and it'll make the picture look great, and I can just kind of set it and forget it. And that's the kind of level that we're looking for when we purchase a TV, because as you guys know, the A95L get can pretty much do that. Not fully, but it can do that. And if you're looking for a TV that is going to be less than a Sony TV and that can really get to a higher level or equal processing level of Sony, then I have a feeling the G4 is going to be the TV for you, judging by the way it sounds. So super excited about that. And then, the only thing I think that's really going to upset some people is that the C4 and the G4 are going to be more separated. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be upset that, the C4 is not going to have any implementation of the MLA technology. And I kind of knew that was going to be the case. I just didn't see LG making that kind of move. It didn't make sense to me as why they would do that. I know a lot of reviewers were saying that's what they should do to be more competitive, but I just feel like for LG that wouldn't be the smart move to do anyways, because then how would they be able to justify buying the G4 with people, saying, well, if the C4 has MLA, then what's the point of going to the G4? Especially when with the C4 having, let's say, a lesser of a processor, it's still not a bad processor. They're still going to have a terrific processor in the C4, even if it's not the A11 processor. So I just think that they would shoot themselves in the foot if they did that, because they wouldn't be able to justify the difference between a G4 and a C4. And I thought it was a smart move separating the two even more than they were separated last year. So I think that was a smart move. And I think that it will also help the C series possibly even lower their prices for their TVs, and we'll see. We'll see what it brings, but that's what I think. The nice thing I do like about the G series that is also, to me, a huge improvement, or what I'm grateful for actually, is that they did announce that you're going to be able to choose whether you want either the stand or the wall mount for the TV in the G series. So we all know last year that was always one of the big things is, if you got a G series, it just automatically came with the wall mount and you had to purchase the stand separately. Well, now you no longer have to do that. LG does state that this will be in certain regions around the world. So I'm hoping that we will have that option in the US. Seems like a lot of reviewers seem that it's going to be primarily in the US where we get that option, but you never know. Things can change last second and they could say no. They're just going to get the wall mount and you have to pay separately for the stand. But it doesn't look like that as of now. So I'm really excited about that. But that's primarily it. As far as the audio goes, what I'm excited about, it sounds good on paper. We're gonna have to see, but the G series is going to provide an 11.1.2 virtual sound. So we're going to have to see what that sounds like, because as you guys know, I am not a fan of the the sound quality coming out of the G3. It does sound tinny. Um, there is really no bass to it, and you know, if you're going to get a TV and pay that type of money for it, you guys got it. LG just has to do better. So I'm hoping that they improved, excuse me, their sound quality, because man, it was definitely suspect for 2023 in their G series. I can't really say or speak for their C series or the 83 inch. I have the 77 inch G3, and man, it was just terrible. My understanding is that the 83 inch G3 sound quality was great, but I don't know. So I know the G2, the 2022 model G2 83 inch, which I owned, was phenomenal. I loved it. It was great. But the 77 inch, I was just upset. I couldn't believe that LG actually did that. But anyways, that was just my personal opinion. And then another thing I'm really excited about is their new, excuse me, WebOS 24. So the new WebOS 24 system, I think, is going to be great. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I know they made improvements, and that's what I feel like some of that processing went to, making it a little bit faster and smoother. But I really don't have any complaints about the WebOS. I think the WebOS is great. I love it. Easy to use, easy to navigate through, easy to access the menus. I think it's very organized, and it could be because I'm used to it and I've had LGs for so long, but I just feel like it's just so easy to understand, and you really can't go wrong. But that's really about it, guys. I know that the B series, if you guys are going to go down from a C to a B series, is going to have a new Alpha 8 processor, which is much like the Alpha 9 processor, and it, for the first time, is going to have all 4 HDMI ports at 48 gigabytes per second, running at 4K 120, and so I'm excited about that. Or is it 144 hertz? I think. So I'm also excited, for you guys that are interested in the B series. That's going to be a great TV. Lots of value, and you don't have to spend the money that you would want otherwise on a C series or a G series. So other than that, we're just gonna have to wait. But yeah, that's just basically what I wanted to talk about in this video here. Who's excited for 2024? I know there's rumors saying that Samsung is not coming or releasing an 83-inch QD OLED, but I don't know if that's set in stone or not. Also, other reviewers are saying that the LG G4 83-inch with the MLA is going to be a Gen 2 panel. My question is it really going to be a Gen 2 panel, or is it going to be the same panel that they use and just implement their already existing MLA technology and calling it a Gen 2 panel because they're just combining their two technologies into one? Or is it actually going to be a brand new panel and with MLA? So, I don't know. I wish those were questions I could know for you guys and answer, but maybe we'll find out later. So that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just again wanted to speak about why I'm excited for the G4. I've always been an OLED fan for many, many years, guys. They really do make a great TV. And, for me, it's just, I've always liked their build quality. I've always liked what they represent. That 3D pop is, I've always just, it's spoiled me over the years. I can't, even now with me owning two A95Ls and a Samsung S95C, and basically getting a new TVs every single year, I can't get away from that 3D pop of the LG G3. I just can't just let it go. It's just always so, it spoils you, and I love it. So um, I talk about it all the time, and I do think that this year is going to definitely be a big improvement. A lot of people are saying, well, whatever happened? Like, um, why did LG go from the A9 processor to the A11 and not just call it the A10 processor? And we were all talking about that throughout the year. That LG is coming out with the new processor, the A10, and I'm not exactly sure why. I know that LG stated on in one of their comments or answers is that they believe that this processor is so powerful or so good that it was, you know, excuse me, it was worthy of calling it the A11 basically. And that's how good their processing is going to be this year, that they can skip a generation because that's how good it was or is. You know, I don't know, nobody knows if that's going to be the case or not until we actually see it and we see the reviews and things like that. So, um, what I will say is this is that obviously they're going to say something along those lines because um, with TVs, they're all going to market their TVs their own way. And I just think that that's more of a marketing ploy, personally. Uh, but again, I don't know. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to be the TV of the year, what you guys are expecting or hoping for, and we're gonna see what these TVs are all about. CES is coming right around the corner. We'll talk more about that. Let me know if there's any videos you guys would like me to make with these three TVs here. And you got the Samsung S95C on the left. We have the Sony A95L in the middle. And then we have the LG G3 on the right. And I know a lot of people have been asking me to do an SDR gaming comparison, which I will do that. It's funny because I get a lot of requests about that, but I don't get a lot of views. Um, so if there's anything that you guys want me to do for comparisons while we are waiting for the new TVs for 2024 to be released, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do those for you. And I just want to thank everybody again for all your support. Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.